Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here. Welcome back to Shadows of Undrentide. Okay, so we're in the High Forest now, making our way towards the Knoll Caves. The High Forest is mostly filled with trolls outside. It's also got some bears, but the majority of what we'll be fighting out in the forest itself is trolls. Okay, so right off the bat, when you get down here, you'll find a branching pathway. It doesn't really matter which one you use. They pretty much both got the same things down them. And they lead to the same place. Each has a cave on it, and the caves both go to the same place. But inside those caves is a big old locked door that separates the two of them. And you have to get a key in order to get through it. Fortunately, I know who has said key. So I'm not going to bother going inside yet till I get it. Because it's just kind of a waste of time. Got some bandits over here. There's a small bandit gang that operates out of a cave in these woods. They're the people with the key. Or we got some like big open snow fields out here, usually with a few more trolls and bears. You know, it's a good thing bears in reality don't associate in groups like this. Bastard sword. You don't find that on them every day. So that house up there is the merchant, and I'll be along to that eventually. First, I want to go down here. This is the bandit cave. Okay, so that's most all of their actual troops. They do have these weird pressure plates that you can see on the ground. Most of them will set off minor traps. And once you press them, yeah, they'll conjure in some bandit archers for you to fight. And so I always press them just to get the archers. And then there's two more archers guarding the chief, and then the chief himself. There's another one of those druid friendship rings. Yep. Ring of scholars, and there's the key. That chief can actually be kind of rough at low levels. Alright, but that's the bandit cave, and now that I have the key, I can go search out the cave. I don't know why they had the key. Actually, I do. If you read the journal that the chief has, it mentions them killing a particular merchant and him having a key on him, but they weren't sure what it was for. Okay, wow, some enemy groups respawned out here. Let's just, do this. They actually managed to survive that somehow. Okay, so this portion of the cave is a bugbear cave. The other half is like a crag cat. No, it's a polar bear's cave, I believe. And then there's some wildcats trying to kill the bear. They try to barricade a bunch of boxes and stuff to keep you from getting past. So that's the big door. I actually want to go in from the other side, because I was just thinking about it. And the cats and the bear will be fighting when I open the door. They might kill one another, and I'd rather kill them all myself. Why does it... Look, if you have this thing out of it, like cut out of the environment so that I can see my character, why can't I click on the ground that you're showing me? What's the point of it then, if you can't use it? There's a dead white stag there. I'm not sure if white stags are just a thing that you see every day, or if that's supposed to be a shadow heart. I always found that weird. Alright, but here's the other side of the door. Opening one door opens them both. You find this tomb with the mummy and a bunch of skeleton warriors, which, again, at low levels is kind of terrifying. This is a dangerous encounter. I'm not at low levels. Sash of shimmering, I believe. Yep. And that's all there is in here. So there's one more little side cave, which I will go clear out now. Move. Goodness. So this here is the dragon hatchery. Inside there's like 4 or 5 wormling white dragons, and then 2 wormling red dragons, I believe. There's 1 dragon egg that you can salvage from this place. I don't know why red dragon... Oh, 3 wormling red dragons. I don't know why red dragons and white dragons are associating. I'm reasonably certain they despise each other. And they're both chromatic dragons, but you know how dragons are. And they got all these little treasure pocket thingies just lying around. And I believe it's in the middle of these gold coins here is where you'll get the egg. Yes. So that dragon egg, if you try to sell it to a merchant, will only be worth 1 gold to any of them. However, you can specifically bring it up to that merchant in the house, across the water and the wooden bridge and everything, and he'll give you 800 for it. The reason he pays so much is because he says he knows a guy who's always wanted a dragon, Some big, great giant of a man who takes care of wizards' pets and beasts for them. So Hagrid. So hold on, I think I missed some map clearing down here. Must not have been thinking about it. I think I've killed all the spawns over in this area. Sometimes it seems like you have and then you haven't, but I'm pretty sure I've got them all now. So there's the guy's ship. He sails out, sells things in other locations all the time. I'm just gonna go steal from him real quick. Never was sure what this thing was for. Fenberries are a potent ingredient. Oh, used to make a bark skin potion. I guess that was in case you had no idea what fenberries and quartz crystals were used for.
Can I help you?
Yeah, so he can teleport you to various places. You can sell him artifacts and stuff, but the dragon egg is what you want to sell him. 700 gold for it. Yeah, so he doesn't like me. The bear hide, I think, is worth just as much as it was before. Got a bunch of them. And, yeah, he won't just buy this. I have no idea what it's for, but I'm just gonna sell it. I'll sell the bear hides, too. They're not worth much, and they take up a lot of room. Also fairly certain these ones are only ever worth one. Oh yeah, the things that he has for sale. He's actually got some interesting stuff. So he has some basic mage gear, some spells and stuff, but over here... So he's got the Birch of Shielding, and then the Chime of Opening, which lets you use Knock, which are both pretty cool. He also has this thing over here, which you can like put an item in and then pull the lever after paying him some money, and it'll recharge a magical item. Like all of the charges in a wand or a staff or something like that will all be replenished. You can get like a small portable version of that in Hordes of the Underdark. So this over here is the Gnolls. This is their cave. I don't think I need to rest first, I'll just go in. So the Gnolls have gongs set up all throughout their caves. If they see you, they will try to hit them, which will then alert some gnolls in like particular rooms on the sides of the caves. That door is locked from the other side, you can't get into it. The gnoll lieutenants are usually the ones that try to go for the gong first, but I don't think they're the only ones that will. I think if you kill them and don't deal with the rest of the gnolls fast enough, they'll try to hit the gong too. The gnolls have got a lot of prisoners around here. Yeah, those side doors there are the ones that open, I believe. And guys will come out to find you. So there's one solitary cell, you can actually see it right there through the wall. Right over in that room. They have a half-orc there who claimed he was the son of the Baron of Hilltop, which of course isn't a thing. He's a scammer just trying to stay alive. keep the gnolls from eating him so they think he's valuable. They have a bunch of prisoners they took from Blumberg. Where did the gnolls who are normally in here go? Weird. There he is, go in here. That's the key that will allow you to open the door. I believe he was in Blumberg too. Then he asks for your help to get to the entrance. I always lend it, if I'm a good guy. If I'm not a good guy, I'll kill him. Just because while he's kind of like a lowlife, he's not ever particularly evil. Just kind of slimy a little bit. And then he takes off. He is the brother, or half-brother, of Fiona, the smith over in Hilltop. Let me ring this. See if I can get the guys in that side room to show up. Now the doors are closed. Oh, now they're here. What the heck? I have no idea what's going on here, but normally these guys will come charging out if you bring a gun. Alright, so the gnolls have a big pile of prisoners that they took from Blumberg, and then they have a bunch of kobolds that they managed to capture in another cell. Those kobolds are difficult to kill because they'll try to run away when you attempt to, kill them all. That there's the Beastmaster. So he's got a bunch of bears in there. Now on his body, you can take this thing. This cannot be sold, just so you know. And when you blow it, it will take control of those bears. They'll all turn, not just non-hostile, but they'll become friendly, have a green name above their head instead of red or blue. You can use them to maneuver them over to this door by using the levers to open their doors, and then open that one from the inside, which is the Gnoll Chieftain's room, and get them to help you. I think I've never been able to really get them to do anything. But you can also just kill them for their XP. The Chieftain, the Gnoll Chieftain's actually decently strong for the kind of level that he's at. And so, I understand why they put so much help in. You can also conscript the kobold prisoners they've got to help you. I don't know why there's a goblin working as a wizard for these gnolls. He's got a little warden companion though. Now this goblin was doing research on the ruins in the lower level. Because there's some very funky ruins down there that we will have to go through. Two gnolls right here. That's the chieftain's room. And I'll go rolling down here and kill these guys too. Those are all the prisoners from Blumberg. Now you can open this. That takes you right out to the main entrance.
Hail and well met.
Spencer gave him 100 gold, told him to head out to Hilltop. Survivors from Blumberg now left. I gotta kill the rest of the gnolls. You don't have to kill the chieftain gnoll. Yeah, this right here, this takes you to the prison. So that too is one of the doors that leads to the Gnoll Chieftain's room. If you conscript the kobolds and then open that from the inside, because they're locked by levers on the inside, then the kobolds will come pouring in and help you. everything just takes up so much room. Oh, much better. For a little bit. Now I've got the key, I can just open all of these. Most of these I don't think have anything in them. Oh, that one's got some bones. This one over here is where all the kobolds are kept, so I'm gonna do my best to kill them. I think I got them all. If they make it out of the door, they'll usually just despawn, and then all the equipment they would have used in the fight is in here. Lots of just very cheap trash. But it's stuff to take, so I must do it. Alright, so the kobold prisoners have now been dealt with. Just a few gnolls left throughout the place. I'll just use this real quick. Oh wow, you can destroy the gongs. I didn't know that. Frankly, I'd never really tried. The gnoll warriors are already in here. I think this is the last actual group of gnolls. I believe now they're all dead except for the chieftain and his gang of cronies. Okay, just the chieftain left. He'll usually try to surrender shortly after the fight starts, once you beat him up. And you can actually go further into the tunnels without killing him. So what kind of spells have I got to really mess these people up? You know, let's use Storm of Vengeance. And I'll just wait here and watch what happens. Where's that last archer? Did he get electrocuted? saw one more archer. Not sure where he went. There's the Flesh Ripper Halberd. Yeah, so they don't like Janna. I think you can just straight up convince them to let you go past and kill her. Or you can beat the tar out of him and he'll agree to do the same. I don't see a reason to leave gnolls alive, though. They are, like, one of just the worst things. There's the key that'll let you down to reach her. So behind those big doors is the way further in. Over here, you'll want to use a detect traps. That probably missed some of these traps. I forgot how far away the room itself was. Yep. Arrows +1 are super cheap. So, Janna's through that door there. However, that door is locked. I believe this chest is empty. This one here has a note written by, like, that goblin wizard or something. Or one of his people. And then this here is a potion of elemental resistance. So, you can't do anything with this pool yet, so I wouldn't even bother with it. Here's the thing. There's big, sprawling maze-like ruins in this level. The halls are filled with various elements. Pulling this lever will open a door. So that's blue, which means I believe that's ice. The elemental pathway that it just opened. It will show you which path is ice and which paths are other elements. If you stray from the path of ice, you will take damage of whatever element it is you're walking across. There are also methods scattered throughout these hallways, and at the four corners of this map are rooms where elementals wait, one of each type, that you have to kill in order to proceed. This is the area that I said is wildly unbalanced for low-level characters, because it's just so freaking difficult. You don't have a lot of resistance. They give you one potion that can tank like 30 points of damage and then it's gone, to get through all of them with. And these methods are freaking strong. Particularly the acid methods, which are actually earth methods and should not have acid capabilities. But they get a bunch of damage resistance. The acid ones do. And they regenerate, I believe. No, they don't regenerate. They just get damage resistance. Always forget these waters of wisdom, and like, there's one of those for each element thing, and it just kind of throws some weird advice or words at you and then is useless. I don't like these ruins. So this should take me to a water elemental. And then killing it will deposit you back in the main room. I've had this place like bug out on me before and cause some problems, so I would advise saving frequently. The fires of knowledge. Copper necklace. There we go. I always open the other side of these doors. If you're wondering why I run in and then go to the door, it's just because the map kind of stays unexplored up there at the top if you don't. One fortunate thing about these elementals is they don't seem to use any of their special abilities. They just try to bludgeon you to death. Alright, so this place deals acid damage, but it actually takes you to an earth elemental. The Earth Elemental is easily the strongest of the bunch, although even he's not too bad. And there we go, big old doors open. Now, I believe, yeah, you get a magical token after killing them all. I don't know exactly when you get that. Is it after I killed the last one? I'm not sure. You get one at some point along the process. Yeah, it's when you kill the last one. And when you go over here with that thing, yeah, so you see these number of symbols. I always press the stone. Oh no, you don't press those yet. Throw the token in. What's the 4 symbol one? So the flame one gives you like some incense that lets you summon a fire elemental. Raindrop one gives you a bowl that lets you summon a water elemental. You know, you get the idea. One for each of the elementals. I don't know what this one does. Then dims, nothing else occurs. Don't know what the 4 symbol one is. Earth, I believe, is worth the most. And make sure you either use or sell this before leaving this chapter, because it doesn't transfer with you. So, we'll go beyond and meet Janah. Actually, wait. So that one, this one, that one, this one, those are all full. This is not. Alright. So a cutscene will start when you open this door. I just skipped it. Basically, it was Janah summoned the, like, shadow of some kind of creature that was speaking to her through some spectral stuff, told her that her ally betrayed her and she was failing and she was going to be punished if she didn't get that artifact back. Janah pleaded for her life, and then they realized they were interrupted and cut off communication. It was Herodias, the Lich. Okay, so she'll try to appeal to you to kill Timofar for her. I'm just going to cut right to the chase. And then just for, you know, funsies, I'm going to implode her. Oh, it killed the familiar, too. So that there's, whoops, the Phylactery of Ice, which is the item you can use to take out Timofar. And then this is the Dragon Tooth, which is one of the artifacts. These side rooms are like some ancient ruins. They've got some books and some scrolls and whatnot in them. She keeps her journal in one, too. Through her journal, you can find out she was planning on getting the artifacts and using their power to betray Herodias and defeat her. I could not remember if there were traps somewhere. That would be amusing to see, because she would get so effortlessly curb stomped. I don't think she knows what Herodias is, either. She probably just thinks it's someone who, for the moment at least, is stronger than her. So that little glowing ball of light there can take you out of the Null Caves. However, it will take like a spell scroll or a potion to do it. And I'm not a particularly big fan of that. Fortunately, it's not like the Cobalt Caves that you have this big winding pathway out of. The Null Caves are much easier to navigate because you went through a labyrinth that kept teleporting you back to the middle in order to get here. You know what? You didn't have to go through a maze to reach her. The way up to the first level is right through the door, and I opened a big central lane that takes you right to the exit from there. And so I just forget that the Azith even exists and leave it alone. Remains. I don't remember seeing those. It's weird. Okay, so all the Nulls are dead. Along with the actual last of the Kobolds, because there were some prisoners left in here. Now I can go running back to Timofar. And unlike with Janna, with Timofar, he'll tell you that he's going to kill you. And the usage of the phylactery is a dialogue option. You can also just use it yourself, but you can use it through a dialogue option, which will immediately initiate combat. Janna explains that a while back when Timofar, I think his name is actually, I always mispronounce it, I think. Man, I'll stick with how I pronounce it. Apparently he was almost killed by a frost giant when he was much younger. And so he always had a fear of them. That phylactery turns you into a frost giant that's got like over 270 hit points and 3 attacks around, so that you can easily maul him. And he'll like start freaking out and stuff. It's pretty funny. Because he's just so arrogant and obnoxious, which you expect from dragons, but still. Well, Hilltop can now expand pretty far, I'd say, given that I killed kind of everything that might try to stop them.
You have done me a good turn, my tree. Return, I shall kill you.
Bam.
The earth take you.
Oh, 400 hit points, not 200. To ensure that you don't die to this thing. And you're, of course, completely immune to his ice attacks. Using a greatsword +2, I believe? Yeah. And that's that. He was only worth 37. There's his head, which I can show Deacon. There's the mask. And then he's got some other loot that shows up after he's dead. Looks like I gotta put more stuff into some bags. That one's done. Might as well just fill them all. Oh, Lesser Gauntlets of Ogre Power. I thought they were Gloves of the Hin Fist for a second. So now that he's dead, I got 3 of the artifacts. But I don't have the tower statue, which is the one you actually need. Now that Timofar is dead, though, I can tell Deacon. I feel like I was able to give Deacon Timofar's head at one point, but usually I'll show him the head and he won't take it. He'll just, you know, see the head and be like, oh, he is dead, okay. And then give you the artifact. And I don't think it's worth anything, so I usually end up just dropping it. Man, I really have to wonder, what was the heart of that Shadow Heart creature for?
Oh, it be you again.
I'm not sure where he had that statue, but I've got it now. Okay, so with that, I guess I can just teleport back. Once you get the tower statue, Drogon will wake up. And I'll give him all of the artifacts. You can actually keep all of them but the tower statue if you want. So, he doesn't know what the crystal is, but he knows it's powerful, and clearly someone wanted it, along with the other stuff. The crystal that was inside the broken tower statue. So he tells you to take it to a friend of his, named Garrick, way out in the Anarok Desert. And he wants you to go with the halfling caravan that heads out that way anyway. Talk to Fiona about Glendir.
Hail.
But I don't think she gives you anything unless you kind of demand money. Which I won't do. And I'm not sure if Hanaya has anything to say about the refugees from Blumberg either.
Hello there.
Okay, she just mentions it, doesn't give you anything for it. Well, let's go on our big, like, selling venture then. So I got a lot of stuff to sell. Don't need the focus crystals anymore, I can drop the ring. That's the tower crystal. You cannot drop it. That's stuck with you until the end of Chapter 2. What it actually is a mythal. An ancient object used by Netherese and ancient elven mages to, like, contain huge amounts of magical power and then extend that magic over vast distances. They use them to do things like make cities fly. Or shield entire portions of, like, massive countries, or send entire massive structures to hells and other realms and stuff. But the magic to cast or create them was kind of lost centuries or possibly millennia ago. They were really old magic. It's the focus of many a wizard's life in the Forgotten Realms universe to find out how to create more mythos. It's a side quest for one of the wizards in Icewind Dale. Ends up being a major plot point in its sequel. He won't take that trap for some reason. Oh good, he'll take this one. Alright, I think that's all of it. So artifacts have all been returned. I think all the side quests have been taken care of. And in order to proceed to the next chapter, you just have to speak to Drogon or Ketrion, I believe her name is. Yeah. So I won't talk to them this episode, because once you go into chapter 2, it kind of thrusts you into the middle of a big adventure thing, and I'd rather take care of that in the next episode. So I'm going to end this one here. So that's all of the whole first everything done. I'm still shocked that I killed the Shadowheart. I expected to just leave that quest entirely alone, but I am glad to have it dealt with so that I don't have to do that in the future. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to say about all of that. Yep, thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.